I make it feel like it's a song about a relationship. But what it's about is about what happens when people stop caring, man. What happens if I lose my fan base? It's not cool to be like, what's gonna happen though? You know? You're supposed to be like, I don't care, man. It's rock and roll, dude. I care. Because what about all my feelings? It's about trusting your instinct as an artist. That's what I've really learned. You know, you do something right and then you go, well, I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing when I did that. So fuck, like, I need to do it again. And then you try and intellectualize. But when really, it was just your instinct. It's trusting what naturally comes out is what's going to resonate. So I think with this song, like, we wrote the original bit and then it went right round the houses. It had loads of stuff on it, had no stuff, and it had a big string of it. We tried to make it a million things. And then what we actually reverted back to was essentially the demo that we made in George's flat, you know? And that's kind of what happens with most stuff. At the best of times, I'm lonely in my mind, but I can find something to show you if you've got the time. The thing that stops me having an existential crisis about my connection to the rest of humankind is the relationship that I have with my fan base. So again, this is about my fear of losing that. Why would I rely on the things that I did right? Brian Eno has this great example of kind of how people work, right? You've kind of got like the farmer and the cowboy. The farmer is the kind of conservative attitude who stays in one place and wants to make that at all times as good as possible and to last as long in that state. Whereas the cowboy just goes off. And these aren't things that are particularly thought out. Like, I'm not saying like I'm a cowboy because it's cooler than being a farmer. I'm just saying that naturally I'm drawn to places that I've not been before. She said, I gave you 4 years of my life. Mark Roscoe said this amazing thing once. Somebody asked him how long it took him to finish that painting and he said 59 years. And I feel a little bit like that about this record. It is the sum of my understanding. But what about these feelings I've got? We got it wrong, and you said you'd had enough. I do want people to break up with their girlfriends and cry to this song. I want you to do that. Like, that was part of my intention. The double value of it doubles the value. It doesn't take away from it as a love song. It only adds to it as a love song. It has another layer. But what about these feelings I've got? I couldn't be more in love. I remember I met somebody, she was about 23 years old and her boyfriend had died in a car accident. And she explained that one of the things that she struggled with was how angry she felt at him. She knew that that's not justified or not a good quality, but she literally said, but what about this fucking insane love that I have for you? I could have been a great line. I could have been a sign. In my absence, my ego is still ticking over. Thinking, you could have done one more really good line. Or I could have been a sign. I could have been a cautionary tale. Or overstay my time. Say what's on your mind. I'm not scared about, like, becoming old-fashioned. I'm not scared of that shit. We're the best fucking pop band of the past 10 years. I've already done that. I get to do whatever the fuck I want now. Maybe I'll rely on all the things that made it right. Because I'd give you all the years of my life. At the beginning I say with such confidence, why would I rest on my laurels? Why would I do that? It's not me. And then the idea of having my relationship with my audience taken away from me is presented in the chorus, and then by the time we get to the next line I'm going, well, you know what? Maybe I would do that if it means that you're not gonna fuck off.